here I am at Alex's new apartment. Notice how echoey it is out here. Hey, Alexx!
Yeah, bro, he's in the apartment next door. Apartment 4, $2 billion is over. Hi, Eric. Welcome to my new apartment.
Are you ready
Please
for
come
some?
in.
Are you ready for some whiz biz?
I am ready for some wizard business. We are going to watch it on my television screen.
That was super realistic.
Time to get real! I want to see some crazy whiz-biz!
What's the magic made out of, ding dong?
I want to see some of that whiz-biz.
This castle is in unacceptable condition! Unacceptable! Mathematical! You can't like that.
Bacon pancake!
This is Whiz Biz with Alex and Eric. Welcome back to the show. We're going to talk about some Adventure Time. My name is Eric.
And I'm Alex.
This episode, we are recording from the brand new, very exciting, and extremely blank-walled studio in Alex's brand new apartment, which is called...
I'm calling this the Echo Chamber Studios Mark II.
Echo Chamber Studios Mark II.
Yes, because my old studio was called the Echo Chamber Studios because it was super echoey.
Yeah.
And it is, well, it's not as echoey, but it's certainly not sound treated.
That's true. That's true, but like honestly, you have only one wall with a bookshelf on it. Like it'll get different as time goes by.
Yeah, I just didn't have time to hang I've got those acoustic curtains.
Yeah.
I just didn't have the time to do it. And by didn't have the time, I mean I didn't feel like it.
Yeah.
Like I had plenty of time. I watched 3 seasons of Ted Lasso recently. Yeah, it's really good. Great show. Recommend it highly.
In this episode, we're going to have a skip episode, which is Davey, season 5, episode 7.
Yes.
Then we're going to do season 5, episode 8, Mystery Dungeon, and season 5, episode 9, All Your Fault. This is basically the podcast where we torture me with lots of Lemongrab. Which he annoys me so much. I'm not super excited about any Lemongrab episodes. You know, I mean, we skipped the Graybles. We skipped the Graybles for Alex's sanity, but apparently my sanity is just like on the table, just on the chopping block. Like we're just ready to give it up.
Maybe we could word it another way and saying this is a lesson for you to check the skip, keep, and maybe list before we record.
I was busy.
You've had that list for 3 months. Literally 3 months.
Anyhow, Alex, I really like your new apartment.
Thank you very much. And to be fair, if you wanted me to watch Graybles, I would. I just don't think there's much to talk about in them.
Yeah.
I honestly, I kind of thought there'd be more to talk about in the Lemon episode we're doing. And
there's not a ton going on in these ones.
Like, I guess let's just put cards on the table here. I think all 3 of these episodes, there's not a lot to talk about.
Yeah, these maybe should have all been skip episodes. I honestly have to say that of them. So we watched all 3 of them just now, and it was fun. Like, I mean, we were in you have a living room now where we can watch stuff. That was kind of cool.
I can live in there.
Yeah. I mean, you basically have a studio apartment and then some extra rooms.
Yeah. Well, I had my old apartment had the poison chamber, and that's where the living room should have been. See, it's like an opposite thing.
Yeah.
It's like a fun opposite time.
Right.
Yeah.
But Davey kind of had a thing going on with it that was maybe a little esoteric, maybe not, but it sort of dealt with like identity and sort of like putting on and taking off roles and sort of like changing who you are based on your appearance. So there's a little bit in there that sort of reminded me of like glamour magic and sort of the idea of glamour. And there was also something in there that made me think of, dealing with fame.
Yeah.
And how annoying that could be.
You're drifting. You were.
Oh yeah, I was drifting. Sorry.
I'm like, I don't know if I mouth you're drifting. That's going to get across because that's kind of complicated syllables. So I thought I'd go for it. But yeah, sorry. I was trying to save you editing help.
No, it's cool. It's cool. But yeah, like I think that Davey, even though it was a skip episode, might have had some more occult themes in it than some of the other stuff.
Yeah, I mean, Mystery Dungeon's got some stuff. All in all, the Lemon episode actually has got some stuff too. It's just all 3 of these are pretty light on. Fun episodes, but pretty light on,
occult
stuff, or just
or
plot heavy stuff.
Plot heavy, yeah.
Well, so on that note, since we've got 3 episodes that there's not a ton on, let us not skip our very most important segment. How have you been, Eric?
I have been good. We just had a little miniature heat wave, which kind of sucked. So I did activate Calvin Coolidge. He's been chugging away.
That's Eric has a dungeon of enslaved sex workers, and Calvin Coolidge is one that holds like a big fan and just fans them and feeds them grapes.
Oh, I mean, that's not entirely true. What really happens is I practice presidential necromancy.
I'm not sure which one's worse.
Slavery is worse.
You think than bringing up someone that's like, in the bosom of Abraham for all that long?
Well, when you practice necromancy, you don't bring back the entire soul of the person. You're only bringing back the portion that animates the flesh, right? So they're more like a zombie robot than an enslaved soul. They wouldn't have free will otherwise.
Yeah, but who'd want to fuck a zombie robot?
Well, nobody wants to fuck Calvin Coolidge.
He's got 2 thumbs and wants to fuck a zombie robot. This guy. Yeah.
So the other thing that has happened recently, and you were there for part of this, is last weekend the Green Machine was in town. The Luxa from Luxa Occult Podcast. She had a group of chaos magicians meeting in town, and you got to meet them.
I did. They're lovely people. Lux is a fine human. Not really big fan of their lack of message writing, as discussed. That we're giving so much stick that they're a listener of the show and was concerned about writing in. I'm like, oh my god, please write in. Which, really, this is a message to all y'all out there. Write in.
Yeah.
Say stuff to us.
Yeah, especially you, Luxa.
Yeah. And I can only speak for me, but I'm lonely. Write in.
But it was really fun. I mean, I've known Luxa for a long time, and I've been on, maybe not a long time. I've known Luxa for a couple of years, and I've been on Luxa's show, and she's been on mine. But the thing that was really surprising was to hear that she's a fan of this show, and then also the reason that she's a fan of this show is because apparently we talk about kink, which I wasn't aware of.
I didn't get the impression that was the reason.
She mentioned it to me multiple times. Like, she wants to come onto the show and correct the way we talk about kink. So, Luxa, you're invited. Come on the show. Tell us how to talk about kink in a respectful way that helps us sound like mature, responsible adults.
I know a fair amount about kink. I'm just a child and like talking about things in a childish way. But yes, your chaos friends seemed lovely.
I really enjoyed hanging out with all of them. They were all lovely, amazing people with great stories and fun, things to talk about. I took them all over Southeast Portland, and they seemed to really like it.
Yeah. And I stood awkwardly, and everybody hung out around me, which is kind of my way.
Yeah, I mean,
once you get about 4 people, I don't know how to interact with humans, and even 4 is pushing it for me.
Well, I have to say that, one of the things that I've noticed a lot about gatherings of internet occultists is I think they all kind of have a limit that's sort of similar to that.
Yeah.
I haven't really figured out what it is about the occult that attracts... No, never mind. I do know. Well,
yeah,
we're all antisocial weirdos, and all of us have like a weird limit and stuff. And it happens every time you get a collection of random, occultists together. Like,
oh, how am I? I'm glad you asked.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. How are you, Alex?
We already covered it. I moved into a new apartment. My brain's broken.
Well, no, I mean, tell me some more. Like, I want to know what are your plans right now? Like, what are you going to do to? Are you going to put up the TARDIS lights again? Are you going to put up? Like, what's your sound treatment plan? Like,
my sound treatment plan is putting up those. Well, they're in my bedroom, which no one ever goes in. But
I've been in there.
I have blackout acoustic curtains that I'm just going to hang on the walls, and it should do most of the lifting. Because for how little stuff there's in here, the echo's not that bad. I think it's like really 2-3 curtains, it's going to be all right.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I mean, look, I'll be honest. I've been so focused on new apartment, new job, like in the next few years. Getting a new apartment has put a great strain on my broken ass neurodivergent brain.
Yeah.
That I've just been trying to keep the wheels on, because it's like I'm alone in this big apartment, and it was like, oh, this is weird. Did I make a horrible mistake? So I'm having existential awfulness. But it's all good. I'm gonna get through it. But I'm a weirdo with a broken brain. I'm also gesticulating more today.
No, we've got a lot more space.
Yeah, I think I probably just drank.
I'm gesticulating a lot right now.
But I built furniture, which I was proud of. Eric built a very good piece of furniture. It's in my bathroom.
Yeah, I helped you with also the kitchen table or the dining room table.
Yeah. I own stuff now, and it's been positive. It's just been psychologically overwhelming to the point of I don't know what to do. So I've just been comfort watching TV.
Well, I have to say, I've been waiting for a long time for you to take the step. Like
sorry, let me just explain because I don't think the audience knows this. And now that I'm out, I can explain more because I felt bad doing it at the time. My old apartment in Portland, Oregon, 2024 was $500 a month.
No fucking way. Are you fucking kidding me?
I am not. Now you understand because this place is well more than double that. So it is.
You are paying $500 a month for rent?
Yes. Fuck. You know what I paid for utilities?
Zero.
So
wow,
it was a big step for me to move out because I'm not a moneyed person. I don't got that kind of cash. But thankfully, our next president, Joe Biden, forgave my student loans, and I felt more comfortable moving on to bigger and better pastures. But
$500.
Yeah, I was uncomfortable saying that previously because it's gauche to talk about what you pay, etc. But it wasn't that my reticence to move there. Was a lot of it was, I've got mental health issues and it's comforting to stay in the same place. But also, it's very dumb to leave a place that's that cheap. It's such a bad idea.
No, I mean, I agree, but I think that you were paying at least $1,200 a month in mental health dollar bills. Because that basement was making you depressed.
Well, I mean, it certainly wasn't helping.
I'm sorry. It wasn't making you depressed, but that basement was keeping you down a lot. Like, first of all, it was short. Like, you had to duck. Alexx is like 4 inches taller than I am.
Yeah.
And 4 inches shorter, if you know what I mean.
No.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I don't know. No, explain. I didn't understand that. No,
I'm not going
No, you said it. No, you said it. I would love you to explain in granular detail what you meant by that.
But, like, you had to...
I don't think you have a 14-inch cock.
You're right, it's only 12.
Yeah. So, fuck, I'll take 8. Also, I don't...
No, I mean, nobody wants a cock that big. But it doesn't make any sense.
I don't have sex. I don't need a big penis. Like, think about it. Like, I just defended myself out of being raised in the 1980s. I don't care.
But I mean, like...
It's really big. Sorry. Please, let's talk about anything else.
It's like a family-sized Snicker bar.
Mm-hmm.
But anyhow, watching you be in that apartment, like, it felt... talking to you like you were, I don't think it helped you feel like you were ready to encounter the world very well. Like, you just always seemed to feel like the apartment was a crappy place to live.
Yeah, well, I mean, here's the thing about that though. It was. So that's the reason for it. No, it certainly didn't help anything. It didn't depress me. That was the only good thing in my life for a number of years. Being able to afford that place and live on my own, like getting rid of a roommate was like such a big step for me. But after a few years, it's just like, not even a few years, after a really long time, but it's just the noise level shifted there and the relationship with my landlady deteriorated to the point that but I'm really thankful for the place. I told my landlady that on the, when I moved out, I was like, hey, you should know, like, this was like literally the only good thing in my life for like a number of years. I'm really thankful for that. And then I immediately forgot to do the thing she asked me to do, and I felt bad, but I'd already given the keys back. So I have acoustic foam up in the ceiling in my bedroom because it's super loud. Right. And I asked her if she wants me to take it down and just kind of ruin the ceiling more or just leave it because it stuck a lot more than I thought it was going to.
Right.
And she's like, oh, just take it down. I'll save me some steps. I'm like, absolutely. And then I got distracted by something and gave my keys away already. And and the next door neighbor lady was outside and we said goodbye to each other. And I'm like, I don't want to text her and tell her I forgot. And then, so I'm like, yeah, whatever. It's like 5 minutes of extra work. She'll just have to deal with it. But
I mean, and also like, at least she can then see, the drywall damage or the ceiling.
Yeah. Also
do you put drywall on a ceiling? Is that dry ceiling? Like, I don't know what the hell
why not?
It looks the same in here.
But we had this whole thing with, she decided to start charging me for utilities the last year. out of nowhere. And it was a whole clusterfuck. The point is, I could have gotten away with not giving her a fuckload of money because it's not. There was nothing on paper. I literally was not legally.
And also,
obligated.
how would she charge you for utilities? Like, what was the deal?
It was basically just cut her utilities in half. It doesn't matter.
In half?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's a long thing. The point is, I just decided, fuck it. She was very nice to me over the years. I'm just gonna write the check and call it a day. So she technically got many hundreds of dollars out of me that I legally didn't need to give her. So she can spend 5 minutes pulling some fucking acoustic foam off the ceiling.
Makes sense to me.
So
yeah.
First thing I did when I moved in this apartment, and this is pivoting back to Adventure Time. My first trip actually moving stuff over. The first thing I brought was my disc golf bags because they were in my trunk when I got the keys, and I went, hey, this will just be symbolic. I will have a thing I own in the new apartment.
Right.
The first thing I did when I moved and brought anything real was the BMO statue.
And where's the Bimo?
It's on the windowsill on the way into the kitchen. It's gonna.
I feel like Bimo should be in here.
Bimo will be in here. I just didn't have this table until last night. This was finished last night to do a recording with John.
It's a nice table.
It's a good table. It's just a little thin. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I think
it's narrow.
I think I already have an idea. I think I'm just going to put this table next to it over there and put the monitors on it, and then it'll be perfect.
Yeah, that would be that might work really well.
Because then I just shift the monitors that way, and then when I'm doing Twitch, I can still be this way.
Yeah.
Because the main thing is trying to keep because I have 3 different things like Twitch, this show, and John and Alex are 3 different setups. So it's trying to, now that I have the opportunity to set it up properly, that I don't have to change absolutely fucking everything.
That wall behind you would be a great Twitch wall.
Well, what I'm thinking it might be.
You could hang like a big green thing up there.
Yeah, I do. I have a green screen. Yeah, actually, a green screen would actually probably absorb some sound too, so I might just leave that up permanently. Anyway, so yes, Bebo was the first thing I set up. Adventure Time was established in this apartment, as well as the show Adventure Time. Let us talk about a skip episode, Davey. The only thing to really bring up is many years ago, when the Alexx cast was getting its legs and doing pretty well, there were some other shows going on. One of the shows was The Bone Zone with Randy Litke, Davey Johnson, and the other guy. It's been a really long time since I've listened. Davey got kicked off the show eventually. But that is the Davey from this episode, is Davey Johnson. Yeah. The bearded ice cream fellow, that's Randy Litke, because Randy's got a big beard. I think he's got a big beard.
Are those people doing the voices?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
And there used to be a third guy. This goes back a million years, but the point is, I was doing either the Alexx cast 100th episode or something that I was trying to get celebrities to say shit for me long before Cameo. Yeah. And I sort of knew Randy, not knew him, but I think we followed each other on Twitter. Okay. And I tried to get a drop from them. And I think I got one and never used it and felt bad.
A drop.
Like them saying, "Hey, congratulations on 100 episodes."
Okay.
Like Alexx 100 has John Lovitz is on there, comedian Todd Glass, like every amateur podcaster that was around at the time. Which anyway, it's not, the show's not available anymore. But anyway,
it's not available anymore.
Episode 100, I don't think is available.
Okay,
I think it might start on 101 on the feed.
Ooh.
I decided the first 100 episodes, we still used a lot of words that we wouldn't use in modern society. Keep in mind, it was 2010. I'm not saying we stopped by 101, but I'm sure that we still said the R word to describe something as being uncouth or weird or outside the norm. Okay. Because that was still socially acceptable.
Right. And those things do change.
And I think calling something gay, like, oh, that's so gay, was still like in vogue.
Really? In 2010?
Yeah. Because I mean, South Park was still using it like for a while. Like it was like a like it was almost like a retro usage of it. But
I don't remember that being okay after leaving high school.
No, it was quite like you could, like TV shows and whatnot.
But I lived in Ashland. Yeah. I did live in Ashland, and Ashland is a little bit more PC.
Well, there were 7 people there. These were the problem.
Yeah. And we, all 7 of us, agreed.
Yeah. I actually have no idea how big Ashland is. I was honestly, when I said that, I'm like, oh, I'm also thinking about a different Ashland. There's an Ashland in North Carolina.
That's not Ashland.
Well, I mean, there is an Ashland there.
In North Carolina?
Yeah. It's like a hippie area.
You're not thinking of the beer town?
No. It might be Asheville, North Carolina.
Asheville. It's Asheville. Yeah. There is another Ashland, but in North Carolina, it's Asheville, North Carolina.
Oh, is that the kind of hippie area?
Yeah. The beer town USA.
Oh, my. Okay, well, can't look it up because apparently this stopped working in the time. Oh, there. Oh, well.
Hey, it's cool. I like it when I know things that you don't.
To be fair, I did question myself as I was saying. Ashland is a city in North Carolina. It looks like you might, in fact, be what I like to call wrong as fuck. Son.
What about Asheville?
No, it looks like there's an Asheville too, but there is an Ashland in North
Which
Carolina.
one has hippies?
No, I'm pretty sure we're thinking about Ashland. I mean, Asheville.
We are?
Yeah. No, I think we're the one with all the hippies and stuff. I'm pretty sure is Asheville. Now that you say that. Yeah. So that's what I have to say about the episode, Davey.
Yeah. I feel.
Oh, and BMO looks super cute. Going bang bang. Let's play cops and robbers. I'm taking your bank account.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that probably aside from the identity / glamour thing in Davey, yeah, BMO's role was pretty nice.
Oh yeah, I mean, I guess we didn't really delve into the whole.
We did. I talked about it a little while.
Yeah, but I mean, I would ask you,
okay,
Eric. As someone that shaved his head and taped the head hair onto his face as a mustache, as a faux stash.
Yeah, okay.
Do you feel seen by this episode?
I feel like this episode did see me. I really appreciated the way that Finn adopted my hairstyle. I mean, he totally did the way that my hair grows. He shaved his head in that pattern. He put on a mustache. I thought that was really nice. But what I feel like the episode got wrong is there was no beard.
Yeah, so this is going to be my follow-up. I can grow a beard and chin area, but my cheeks don't grow in.
Yeah.
So I was thinking doing the undercut, kind of the typical lesbian haircut, taking that and taping that to my side so I can go full beard
So you're
style.
talking about a faux hawk.
Yeah.
You want to do a faux hawk and then tape your faux hawk to your jowls.
But more like the full undercut, like not even faux hawk, like, but not go all the way up. I mean, like cool art teacher lady.
Oh,
like that
right.
haircut.
Okay, okay, yeah.
And then just glue that to the side so I could finally have full coverage.
Yeah, I feel like if you wanted to have an alter ego that was less superhero, so that people wouldn't recognize you in the streets so much, that would be a good thing to do.
No, I just want to be like a cool lesbian art teacher with a beard.
Oh, Alex, you're everybody's cool lesbian art teacher.
I really appreciate that. Hey, speaking of lesbian art teachers, let's talk about Mystery Dungeon.
Mystery Dungeon.
Which, of course, features a segue.
Yeah, so before we get into Mystery Dungeon, I have to say that, like, one of the episodes in this season that I'm looking forward to that is on your skip list is the Dungeon Train episode.
Yeah, you did promise to rewatch that and tell me if it's worth watching.
Yeah, I haven't done that yet. I mean, I know that it's going to be worth watching. I just don't know that it's going to be worth including, but...
Yeah, and keep in mind when I use, and when I say keep in mind, I'm talking to the audience right now. You can keep in mind too, but you already know this. Is for me, the skip list isn't episodes that are worth watching. It's episodes that are worth talking about on a podcast,
right?
Because there are episodes on this season skip list. I'm like, I really enjoy that episode, but like we've already spent X number of episodes talking to like just desperately be like, oh, there's nothing occult in like half this fucking season or 3/4 of the season.
Yeah,
so
and
you have to be a little heavy-handed.
We kind of have that going on here. Like Mystery Dungeon is it's kind of a nothing episode.
No, but Mystery Dungeon has this. Weird scribbles on the wall that only like wizardy people can read. That's or like true. Magical creatures.
It has Lemongrab revealing that they've got some sort of incredible mnemonic superpower.
Yeah, which you're
Johnny. I love the art of memory stuff. I thought about that originally immediately when he was sort of like, I can remember. I can't do Lemongrab's voice, but he was like, I can do everything.
Yeah, I'm not going to try. Remind me before we record the next episode that any of the lemons are in to see if I can do a Lemongrab voice.
Okay.
I don't want to do it in this room that abuts to the apartment next door, which is why
I feel like there's a lot of screaming involved in doing a Lemongrab voice.
Yeah, so I feel like in the living room,
where
no wall is shared by another apartment.
Yeah,
I could feel free to do the Justin Roiland voice because it took me 35 minutes ago when we couldn't think of his name.
But one cool thing
but there's also a life-giving wizard. What is more occult than that?
I was about to get around to that.
All right.
So one of the nice things about Mystery Dungeon is it has a great cast. You know, it's got Shelby the Worm, Tree Trunks, Ice King, Nepter, and then Lemongrab. One of the Lemongrabs. We don't know which one.
I feel like it's the second one. He just feels second Lemongrabby.
He does. He was kind of a loser of a Lemongrab.
Yeah. I mean, they're both losers, Lemongrabs. I will say this might be...
Unacceptable!
This might be the least annoying Nepter has been in an episode. Because, I'm on on record saying I don't like Neptr particularly much.
I feel sorry for Neptr. I really like Neptr's that one song that he does, avoiding disaster, working for the master.
Oh,
I really, really like that song. But it's very short. And that's kind of Neptr's best thing. And also, I mean, honestly, like, making pies anytime you want, that's cool.
Yeah, I guess so. It's just more that he's annoying and poorly written, and I don't like his voice, and I don't like his character, and I wish he wasn't in the show. But besides that,
Well, I honestly, I feel like there was something in this particular episode, where Ice King is like, oh, I grabbed the wrong robot.
Yes.
Which is really sort of talking about the fact that, like, Neptr is going to fall out of focus. Bimo is going to be the main robot character in the show from now on.
Well, we brought that up, when Bimo started to become a main character and Neptr started to go away. We're like, oh yeah, Neptr was just the attempt at figuring out Bimo, and now and now they know, and Neptr no longer serves a purpose.
Right. Yeah. I mean, how do you compete with Bimo? How do you compete with Nikki Yang?
Yeah.
Nikki, wait, is that her name?
Nikki Yang. Yeah.
Nikki Yang.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you compete with that?
Nikki Yang.
Like, she's such an amazing voice actor, and she does such a great job with Bimo.
What I like about her, and I'm going to say maybe not the greatest voice actor, because every single voice she does is the exact same.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, I would say an amazing actor. Yeah, I guess you could say an amazing voice actor, but it's like, there's literally just the one voice.
It's true. Yeah. But I mean, I love her voice. I love her voice.
Yeah. No, it's great. I could listen to her do the Bimo / Gravity Falls / every other show she's in voice.
Yeah. She kind of, to me, sounds like a young version of the lead singer of Deerhoof. Like, something about the way their voices work.
I don't know what that is. I apologize.
That's cool.
So I like the reveal that it's revealed. So they wake up in the dungeon and no one remembers why they're there. And then it's found out later that Ice King has planned all this. It's essentially it's a smash and grab. It's a theft kind of thing. But I like the reveal where they go, yeah, Shelby, you were here. Well, you were supposed to be the bait, obviously.
Yeah,
it was just such a fun.
And Shelby's like, no thanks.
Yeah. It was it's such a fun thing where they get tree trunks to be the bait, where there's a literal worm there.
Yeah.
It's the we are putting a team together kind of episode, which is really fun.
And then Ice King just fucks up the whole team. Yeah, but not only that, he wasn't putting the team together. He kidnapped people.
Yeah, and then the Neptr. He wanted Bimo there so he could hack the electronic door, and Neptr just throws a pie at it.
Yeah,
which is a fun little they get together. And then the one which I think is a delightful joke is the point of this is he's getting to the ancient sleeping life magi or whatever it's called. Yeah. That later we learn that it can touch anything and it comes to life.
Yeah,
and Ice King gives him his manifesto for the Fiona and Cake all the stories to bring them to life. And what it does is bring the literal bound book to life, and so it's dancing around like a broken Walt Disney kind of automaton.
Yeah,
and it's really dumb joke, so and I love it so much.
So stupid, but yeah, and it's funny. Like Life was. I think he ends up just getting called Life Wizard for short, but he puts like oven mitts on.
Yes,
that apparently prevent him from touching anything.
Yeah,
but why don't the oven mitts come to life?
I suppose they're magical outfits.
Yeah, that's
why not?
Cool. Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Yeah,
why not?
I mean, how do we put his clothes on? They got to be magical clothes.
Yeah, maybe they're alive. Maybe he's just constantly got living clothes on him.
Ugh.
It's kind of gross.
Yeah.
There was a line in here. I think it was Lemongrab who mentioned something about things existing in the garden of your mind.
Yeah,
and that reminded me of. A line from Augustine's Confessions, where he's talking about the spacious palaces and gardens of his mind in which his memory of God walks. And I liked that.
Nice line. Yeah.
It's a good line. And then also right at the end, there's sort of that, who in the world is sadder than the Ice King? And then Shelby's like, me, watching this.
Yeah.
I like Shelby.
Yeah, Shelby. This is a perfect Shelby episode. Sassy, smart, like a Shelby in this one.
Yeah. He really pulls off his Shelbiness.
Yes.
I guess it's time for a segment.
Yeah.
Hey, Alex.
Hi, Eric.
Do you have any shiny rocks today?
I do. I packed them there on the shelf behind you. I've got a bunch of my bookshelf was
there are shiny rocks.
Weirdly enough, that did remind me.
Yes.
In my move, the final count was 14 decks of tarot was the final tarot card.
That's pretty
count.
good.
And one by tarot, including Oracle, etc.
Yeah, 14 decks of cards. Okay.
And I think we may have talked about it on WizBiz. I don't know, but I completely forgot that I had a Wes Anderson tarot deck.
Wes Anderson, really?
Yeah, or like a Oracle card deck.
Yeah.
I pulled it out of the box. I'm like, no fucking memory of this.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I talked into a microphone about it at some point, but like I have no, like it's just lost on me.
I mean, it kind of sounds familiar. I don't know. I do know that you have a snowman Pez dispenser, though.
I used to be a Pez collector when I was young in New Jersey. I had like
Is this real?
I had like over like 1,000 Pez dispensers. Yeah, no, I was like a big Pez guy. Yeah.
So that's just like the last one.
No, that is a Christmas ornament that my mother sent me.
Okay.
In the shape of a Pez dispenser, but I have like random Pez memorabilia that like get sent to me over the years. That like I because my Pez dispenser collection was given away because my parents didn't want to hang on to any of my stuff because they're jerks. So I still like people will send me random Pez things, and that is one of them. Words of the day.
No, shiny rocks.
Yes, but it's words of the day for this. I'm stealing this completely from because I had in the process of moving, and I didn't have time to look for words, so I'm stealing the words of the day from Rob Words. You can get it at robwords.com. He's got a email, list. Or
so
whatever.
You're stealing from a robber?
Well, I think he's from a Robert, one would assume.
Oh, yeah. You're stealing from a Robert.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
The T at the end is important.
Let's get some words of the day, some shiny rocks, as somebody might call them.
No, these are shiny rocks, but I want to call them words of the day because usually I try to find things organically. And this, I literally just went in my email and took them from this guy's email list. That I just want to, So, let's start with the worst one.
Okay.
Well, or I'll save the best for last is a better word.
Okay.
Mundivungant. Mundivungant. It's Mundivagant. Pronounced Mundivagant.
Mundivagant.
Yeah.
Mundivagant. I have no idea.
It means roaming around the world. This is a world-beating adjective to describe someone given to long-distance travel. In 1755, Samuel Johnson defined it in his famous dictionary thus: mundivungant, wandering through the world.
Wait, mundivungant?
Yes.
I thought that it was an A.
Yes, but it's pronounced mundivungant. You know how like A's can pronounce
No, I was worried about the G. Isn't it mundivungant? Is there no
Gunt. But it's spelled Gant, pronounced Gunt.
But you said...
I said mundivungant.
You said mundivungant.
Yeah, I was just saying it fast. Yeah, Gint, whatever. Next word up is... This is another one that I don't know how to pronounce. Well,
okay, great. We'll argue about it.
Well, there's two ways to pronounce. No, I don't. I actually don't have an opinion on this one.
These strong White Claws are really strong.
Yeah. Is amphibole or amphibole. I mean, it's the same thing.
Amphibole.
Yeah, Amphiboly. So amphibole or amphibole. I bet if I looked it up, there was both.
No, I mean, amphibole sounds really good. I'm kind of thinking it should be related to hyperbole. I think am is a prefix that means both or either.
Sort of like not professional. Dumb joke. Please continue.
Sort of like, ambivalent,
yeah.
Or ambidextrous means both.
Yeah.
So amphibole, is it perhaps a saying that can be taken in two ways, or a word that has multiple meanings?
Yeah, that's dead spot on.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What's the official definition?
Is a sentence or phrase that can be interpreted in more than one way.
Holy shit.
Here's an example.
Did I just figure that out using my 8th grade Latin and Greek?
I would think you're adult that you studied Latin and Greek as a grown-up, but yeah, sure.
It's probably a combination.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you've told us many times on the show that you've done that as an adult, so, I mean... Not taking away from how impressive that was.
No.
It was not 8th grade impressive. It was grown up.
Well, I mean, in 8th grade, we learned like the prefixes that are used.
Yeah, the important ones. Yeah, totally. Yeah. That's what I do anytime anybody's impressed with my vocabulary. It's like, No, there's like 12 suffixes and prefixes
Yeah, I'm
that
like,
covers
don't
like,
you remember-
it's like 80% of the fucking language.
Do you remember grade school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A sentence or a phrase that can be interpreted more than one way. Here is the example. She is a lesbian vampire killer. Could mean that she is a lesbian who kills vampires. She is a killer of lesbian vampires, or she is a lesbian vampire who kills.
Ooh.
Now,
Those all sound pretty interesting. I'd watch that TV show.
So I know this word from the wonderful book, Eats, Shoots, and Leaves, which is a book that is often used in defense of the Oxford comma, whether it means like a panda, it eats shoots
and
then leaves, or does it eat shoots and leaves, the shoot of the plant and the leaves of the plants, or does it eat shoots and leaves? Yeah. It doesn't have a gun. It's a panda gun. But yes, amphibole was used in that book. Or
I like that. That's a great word.
Yes, it is a very English nerd word.
Mm-hmm.
So those are your 2 shiny rocks.
Is that all we get?
Yeah, you get 2.
Okay, that's cool.
I'm in the middle of a move, man. I don't got time to fucking show prep all this shit.
I thought you had like a vast database of shiny rocks you were just waiting to unveil.
No, I just read a lot. So like I'll come up and go, oh, that's a cool word. And then I'll bring it to the show. It's mostly how it happens. My life has been moving. And then because that's been stressful, I've been listening to comfort books. Mm-hmm. So like I just re-listened to the first 5 books of Roger Zelazny's Amber Chronicles. Because it made me...
Oh, yeah. Those are pretty good.
Yeah. I read them when I was like 11. And they're great stories that are written in a really simple manner that it's like so fucking comforting. Mm-hmm. It's just like, this is it. I'm just gonna like put this on and just remember what it was like to be young and have hope on the horizon. So yeah.
I read those a long time ago too. I just watched Godzilla -1.
I watched the first half of that.
I loved it. I loved it so much. It was a ton of fun. The special effects were great. Acting was fun. Story was pretty good.
I was enjoying it. And then I had to pause for something. I think it was just getting super late. And then I just never had the desire to finish it. It was funny because the same thing happened to John.
Yeah. Oh, that's too bad.
I think John is planning on going back.
Okay.
Because he was warmer towards it, but it was just like, I didn't... Spoiler alert for fast forward 30 seconds if you don't want the movie spoiled. Once the lady died in the Godzilla attack, I was like, I don't have anything to watch this movie for anymore. That was like the only interesting kind of human relationship.
I have nothing to say about that.
Yeah.
I want to say that I will say nothing more about the movie.
Okay, yeah, perfect. Okay. But you had 30 seconds. I think we've passed it.
Yeah, you need to finish it.
Does she become Mothra?
I'm not going to tell you any more about the movie.
Mothra. When they're like tiny little guys from the original one.
This castle is in unacceptable condition!
Well, Eric, we're now in my kitchen.
It's a nice kitchen.
It's a kitchen. It's got a tiny little stove.
Yeah.
Continuing my tradition of all of my stovetops being uneven, so that all of the oil pushes. But this one is uneven forward. The other one was uneven backwards.
So mine is uneven backwards. I think that it's sort of a apartment tradition.
Yeah. So what I need to have happen is at some point I'm going to push on that and just put some shim underneath. But I haven't done that yet.
You just did break down a cardboard box.
Yeah.
You wanted to have something more fireproof.
Well, not even the fireproof, but now that you say that, that's probably a good idea. I was just more thinking it needs to be a little bit higher than even that folded up. But there's like some feet down there that I think are probably those things that you can like adjust.
Yeah, they look. Yeah, it does look like it's adjustable.
Yeah, but that's gonna be that's a much later.
Let's not do it right now.
Yeah, no, it's not gonna. So we just watch some Adventure Time in the yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked again about like. Getting into season 5 is super weird because it's a huge season. There's so many episodes, and we just watched the Lemongrab episode, and I feel uncomfortable. Was it an uncomfortable one? It's super weird. There's a lot of body horror in it.
Just behind the scenes, so you can hear me chewing and opening up a White Claw.
Yeah. This is our BTS.
No. Batman the series.
So what's the name of that director? Who made like Scanners and
David Cronenberg.
Yeah. The Lemongrab episode is Cronenbergian all
Yeah.
It's really uncomfortable. There's so much weird, gross body horror stuff in it.
Yeah, I was telling you, when we're over there, I just watched that because I know how much you hate the lemon people.
Well, I feel like
if you had vetoed it, I would have gone with the veto, but I'm going to go with what
I didn't take the time to look this week. I was just sort of like, I'm busy. Let's just
whatever. Honestly, I was hoping this would be the result because I like the idea of making you squirt for 15 minutes.
Yeah, it was gross. I was super grossed out. Well, I mean, that's why I'm getting this revenge by making you record in the kitchen, because it makes you uncomfortable.
No, I don't care.
All right.
The other one's got to edit. Making Eric try green apple, high alcohol White Claw.
Whoa, 8%. 8%? What do they do? They just take sparkling water and add vodka?
Yeah, about 8%.
Well, cheers. Here's to...
Salud.
This has been a really... Oh my fucking god. That is a sorority party. Right there.
I like it.
I feel like I should check where my panties have gone.
I'm drinking the passion fruit, which is kind of dog shit. Well, I also have half a Snickers in my mouth, so I probably shouldn't have a real...
Maybe you should have insulin in the cupboard.
No.
No, it's been kind of an exciting day because my phone is possibly dying. It's dying. My phone is dying.
Yeah, it's dying. It's whether it's going to have a short resurrection before its complete death is the thing on the table.
Yeah. I'm excited about getting a new phone, but I'm pissed off because that's expensive.
Yeah.
And I've had unexpected expenses this month, so I'm kind of like, well, fuck, I'm going to have to get another $150 phone.
Yeah.
I don't really have a choice.
Oh. Sell some stuff. Sell blood.
I don't have any.
Eric, what are you doing here? Oh, God, I was late on my cue. Sorry. My mistake. Oh, God, we practiced that,
We can fake it.
Hello?
You're bad at this.
Hello?
Candy, Graham. Lane Shark.
Yeah.
All right.
Alex Nowacki.
Mathematical!
The next episode of Adventure Time that we have to talk about, and by have to, I mean, not that we get to, we have to.
All your fault. This is all your fault.
I'm a writer, Eric. I do things subtly, and I'm glad
Season 5, Episode 9, all Alex's fault.
Yes.
This is,
it's great. It's like a weird Cronenbergian fucking weird-ass episode.
This is a Cronenbergian nightmare of an episode.
It's great.
It's the first... and it's not the first Cronenbergian nightmare of an episode we've seen on Adventure Time, but it's the first one that features Lemongrab.
Yeah.
And, the other one that, we talked about this when we were watching it just now. It reminds me of that Ricardio episode where we find out that lady is pregnant, which was last season, right? Yeah, that was in season 4.
It was 4 or 3. I think it was 4.
I think it was 4. Yeah. Because they're all the organs on the inside of the building. But we don't get like George Takei's lovely voice to ease us through it. Instead, we get
convicted sex offender Justin Roiland's
Lemongrabs.
I don't know if he's convicted. Let me so
many
supposedly
screeches.
whatever I can't get sued for. I'm saying that right now.
Yeah, he's just so many screeches. So like Lemon John being this like weird, enormous lemon creature that is grown throughout the castle, and his organs are all in there, and then it's so gross.
So I'm going to take this from the cult angle.
Okay.
The heart of this story is that Lemongrabs, there's 2 of them now, accidentally learned the secret of ensouling and making humans or making sentient creatures out of foodstuffs.
Yeah, out of sugar, out of candy.
Yeah,
in particular.
And they go insane from this, and every bit of candy that they come by, or any bit of food that they come by, immediately gets turned into food to the point that they starve themselves to the near point of death. That is some fucking Sumerian, creation myth there. There's
I totally agree.
There is some deep human subconscious level actions happening.
There's almost like a. Okay, and I agree. This is possibly you're right. This is a very, very occultish episode in that sense,
right? Like the gods starved themselves in the creation of us. Is kind of interesting.
It's sort of like if we, as conscious creatures, believe that consciousness and the ability to like experience consciousness is like the ultimate expression of creation or whatever, and we discover that everything around us can be made conscious isn't it our responsibility to usher everything into that experience of creation?
Yeah.
Like, if you knew that the table in front of you could be a thing that would have a conversation with you instead of a thing that just held up your keyboard, wouldn't you help that happen? Wouldn't you be like, oh man, it's my once I have this knowledge, it's my responsibility to bring consciousness into the things that can have consciousness in them.
So when are you going to start blowing up abortion clinics? Because I feel like you went very weird, Christopher.
I'm sort of thinking.
I just mean that there's a creepier version of that argument.
There is a creepier version of that argument, but also like think of how we have talked about Princess Bubblegum in the past.
Like off air, like the whole boner stuff.
No.
The on-air stuff. Sorry,
how she's probably a bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That stuff. Yeah.
But like she knows about turning candy into conscious creatures.
Yeah.
And she's done it. Like almost all the Candy Kingdom creatures are sentient creatures that she has created.
Yeah.
And all of them eat candy to live. And they live in a world made of candy.
Well, I don't know how problematic that is, because like we eat carbon to live, and we're mostly carbon.
But we can't take a piece of carbon and be like, oh, you're alive now. We can't like...
Well, I mean, we could wait 9 months.
Not any piece of carbon.
But it's not any piece of carbon for them either. It has to be like
any
a
piece of
food
candy.
stuff.
Any piece of candy.
Yeah, but candy is just glucose. And what else is sperm but glucose?
Candy is sucrose.
And so is cum.
Right, but I'm just saying we can't do that with any piece of carbon.
What I'm saying is that every sperm is sacred. Every sperm is great.
And if a sperm is wasted, Princess Bubblegum gets quite irate.
And Princess Bubblegum being the god of the Lemon Kingdom. If you're under 50, that was a Monty Python reference. Also, we're both under 50. Let's be clear here.
Yeah.
I'm a cool young guy.
I suppose if you're under 30.
Yeah. I'm
35.
I'm a cool young guy. Well, I'm 27, according to the thing I made up on the show recently. Canonically, Alex is 27 on the show somehow.
So there's a thing about Lemongrab that kind of makes sense. Like he gained some intelligence and not the wisdom to know how to use it. It's kind of terrifying. Like,
yeah. On that note, because we were begging for people to write in. If any of y'all out there know of some kind of creation myth that mimics this, because I feel like there's got to be one out there, like the gods starving itself.
I think there are already. Like I would say that both one of the Genesis creation myths, which involves Adam being made out of red clay.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's sort of a mirror of this, and then also there's a Greek myth. I can't remember the name of it, but that involves like the two creator humans tossing rocks over their shoulders, and everywhere the rock lands, like
no, I mean more the specifically them starving to death in order to have their creation thrive.
Right, but it's not that as much as it is that they're starving to death because every piece of sugar they come across, they turn into a living.
Oh, that's fine,
thing.
but that's I mean, like I feel like that is to me. It's like it's tickling a deep. There's some kind of cuneiform, like there's some, or like an Aztec or like an
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I can see that.
I don't know it, but I like my writer senses are tingling that some old timey person came up with this starving god to make someone live thing.
I mean, I kind of love it because it does sort of really feel like the Adventure Time writers looked at this and they're like, oh, we've got a plot problem. We've got a problem in the world, and we need to sort of look at it because. They are sort of like having to address the fact that, maybe Princess Bubblegum's methods are a little questionable.
Yeah.
Like, why all of a sudden...
So on the Princess Bubblegum note, because we've talked about her as being a villain before, I just had a thought that it kind of occurred to me now. Princess Bubblegum became sentient and self-aware
1,000 years ago.
No. The thing coming from nothing.
Ex nihilo.
That's a good thing too. Let's go with that. That wasn't what I was thinking of, but that's much better. The Cardassian cogito is an argument that comes from
nothing.
A priori.
A priori. Oh my god.
Fuck.
Oh,
that was so irritating. It literally was in the.
That means comes before.
But it was in the Descartes section in the first principle stuff. Yeah, modern philosophy, first principles.
A priori. Yeah, it means comes before.
Yeah. Oh god, that was
That was awful.
Eric on microphone. Dear future Eric, I'm sorry you just edited all that out.
No, that was super frustrating. We were both idiots.
Literally don't remember what we're talking about.
I don't either. So a priori, those are the things that define lemon.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
Who the hell knows? What were we talking about?
That at one point when they're in the castle, there is a lemon head with tits and kinky red boots. And I'm kicking off. Use the term kinky.
All right.
I guess we didn't know. That's not anything to talk about kink. That's just saying kinky. But whatever. The point is, I've got my job done. You can write in at John. I said John. I was saying stuff. What's our email address?
WizBizPodcast@gmail.com. Write in and tell us what we've done wrong. You must argue from a priori principles.
We will also accept a posteriori if you would like.
Yeah. And even a Moriarty if you are feeling mysterious.
Yes, or you're trapped in the holodeck.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I feel like we've done a good job.
Wait. One great line from this episode, because I wrote it down, is when they were describing why they kept making stuff. They go, "It just felt so pretty okay inside." And as a depressed person, I fucking feel seen right there. Is why did you get so why did you get so addicted to that thing? Well, it felt pretty okay, which is the best I've felt in years.
There was a thing about this episode. You had mentioned right when the episode started that you thought that it would be the first appearance of Lemon Hope. And I kept waiting for that to happen. And honestly, when Lemon John sort of grew extra big and sort of like popped out of the top of the castle, he had sort of like Lemon Hope's hair.
Well, no, so that's what happened. You said, "Is this the episode with Lemon Hope?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, shit, I think that's right."
Right.
Because when the big...
Well, I mean, I was wondering if that's why you picked it.
No, I picked it because I like Lemongrabs. I like people screaming for no reason, and I know it annoys you. Wait a minute, to be fair, I didn't think that now. It was when I was making the episode list, and I assumed we were going to sit down and have a conversation about stuff, and I 100% forgot my thought process, because that was literally 3 months ago, until you were at my house today, and I went, oh, I remember being at work when it was slow making this list. And
Are we supposed to like sit down and have conversations about stuff? I don't know how friendships work. I feel like I'm just going to go ahead with shit, and then you'll stop me.
No, the show-wise the idea was I was going to put together the list, and then you would go through and veto or arrive at, because there was 40-something episodes.
Yeah.
And we both forgot about that.
Yeah.
And I forgot that this was on the list because I know how much you hate Lemongrab, and I thought it'd be funny. And frankly, I feel like it worked out because
it was a good one. Yeah. It's like the body horror part of it is unsettling. The callback to Ricardio is excellent. The punching of the heart. Like, I mean, there's a lot of stuff in here that I really enjoy. As discomforting, as uncomfortable as the Lemongrabs make me, I understand their role in the show, so it's good to watch. And I think that like all the questions we asked about creating life or bringing sentience into inanimate objects or figuring out what it means to be living in a world made of candy and also having candy be your main source of food and building, like everything around the candy people is made of candy. They live in candy houses. The streets are made of candy. Everything there is made of candy, and they eat it to live, and they're made of it. And it's totally weird.
Yeah. On that note, in the Davey episode where Finn is in prison, or Jake's in prison, sorry.
Yeah.
The walls are made of candy.
Yeah.
You just eat your way out.
Yeah. I feel like you and I, we would not stay in candy prison. We'd be able to eat
like eat out. I should have said, dog, up top. Wow, yeah, high fives. Sorry to do the fake high fives. Such a stupid,
Nobody can tell.
It's such a stupid gimmick for a podcast. Tell. I think John started that years ago on the show. Like, it's so stupid to make your co-host agree with something by fake high fiving. It's so dumb. Let's stop talking about this episode.
All right, let's wrap it up.
Yeah, wrap it up. Eric, I would like you to give a call to action that isn't telling our one friend to write in. Tell other people things.
Well, I mean, I will give Luxa a call to action. Luxa, come on our show, be a guest, and help us talk about kink in a responsible manner. My other call to action is, dear other listeners, thank you so much for listening. We really, really appreciate you. Please tell a friend about this podcast. Tell them to tune in and listen. Perhaps to this episode, perhaps to the previous episode, perhaps to the next episode, whichever one you think is the best. But tell a friend. That's how podcasts get big. And until next time, we are WizBiz with Alexx and Eric, two grown-ups talking about a children's cartoon.
A posteriori. Goodbye.
What is this?
Film before a live studio audience. Norm.
Mute.